First on-camera interview. So this should be exciting. I'm ready. This is with 3DNatee. I'm about to meet her. So, I'm happy that you're here. I just want to introduce everyone. This is 3DNatee. She's not only an artist, she's a director. You have your own liquor brand, I found out.
Well, yeah, I invested in it.
She invested into a company, and overall, you're just self-built and self-made.
I try to be as much as I can.
Yes, and that's why I'm so happy that she's here, because I'm from New Orleans, and it's not every day you meet someone from New Orleans with the grind that you have.
Right.
So tell me, how do you feel about New Orleans overall, like in your experience? Because you were just telling me before we started that they don't really show you that much love.
I mean, well, the support is, I feel like you have to go, instead of complaining about it, you go to where the support is. I think for a long time, and a lot of times, artists or just people in general, they spend more time complaining instead of putting the work in. I love New Orleans. I love New Orleans as a city, and as home.
Yes.
That's strictly what it is to
Yes.
me. You know, so I don't feel jaded or anything
Right.
about the support, because there are plenty of people that support me here. But what I do is like say for instance, a couple months back, I do a show in my living room, and I invited 20 of my biggest fans from New Orleans.
Wow,
Right?
wow.
So I just create those opportunities for myself, instead of like, I want to do this, or why doesn't the radio play me, or why does I
Yeah.
create my own opportunities.
Yeah.
And I see that the support from the people who do actually love what I do here at home is like, you know, it can't be matched.
They
But
can't.
as on a larger scale, as far as when it comes to the radio and stuff like that, industry wise, the support isn't here.
So you know I'm in New York, and New York loves you.
I love New York.
I know you do. And you know what's so crazy? I was watching a few of your interviews too with Sway. He's a big supporter of yours. He loves you. Are
Early
y'all?
on, too, yep.
Yes. I think it was back 2011. I was watching a video from y'all.
That was my first time.
And then I saw another video you was sitting next to Kendrick Lamar, so he gave you a lot of likes.
Yeah.
Are y'all still in contact? Does he still?
Sway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna do the show next year.
That's
or something
dope.
like that. So yeah, I love Sway. Sway is he's like such a champion for lyricists and
Yes.
artists and creatives. Period. So I don't think it's just the thing of him seeing a young female rapper. It's like him recognizing a lyricist.
Yes.
And he champions those, and I'm just happy to be one
And you
of them.
said that though. You said you was like, I don't want to be in a category with females. Like I'm in my own lane,
Yeah.
and I love that. But people compare you to Nas and Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
And then I also Kendrick Lamar. You was sitting next to him. Do you think that y'all lyrics-wise, y'all kind of on the same page, same? Because he spit and he do a lot of controversial.
Yeah, I would say, the love that you can tell Kendrick has for what he does, and putting those messages out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I would say that we're comparable in that way. But of course, you know, I have my own unique perspective on things.
You do.
You know, but I think as far as the passion, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So let me ask you, like, why is it so important for you to be self-sufficient?
Because I came from nothing, and I don't take no for an answer. So it's like a lot of the things that I was doing and that I still do today, I do it out of it's a necessity now. You know, something that I'm enjoying doing, like shooting videos, right? It's not because that was something that I had in my mind, like I want to direct. But and I'll tell the story, but there was a concert, and there was an opportunity for me to open up for Rick Ross years back, and the promoter, he told me if I can give him some footage showing you know, me in the club and the crowd's reaction to me, that he would let me open up. So I'm like, cool. I had just did a show maybe 2 days before that, and it was crazy, and I knew the guy who filmed it. So I went to him, I told him about the opportunity. I said, bro, look, I just need the footage.
Right.
And because he knew what I needed it for, he tried to charge me like an arm and a leg. And at that time, I was selling drugs. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to pay you. I went and brought a camera myself, and I just started to teach myself.
Wow.
And I didn't get that show. I didn't open up for him. But what happened from that point on, I went on to direct my own video.
You expanded your own brand.
Switch. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yes.
directed Switch.
Yes.
And then Timberland saw it. So those opportunities, like, I'm always going to maneuver. I'm never going to, look at something and say, oh,
so
they're not going to do that.
Did you take those, like, how did you get because you was 3 women in one video.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. And then the beat was changing, and I was like, wait. And this was back in, what, 2011 you did that? And people weren't doing that back then.
Yeah.
They just weren't. Like, the creative idea that you had, I just... So then again, so you self-taught yourself directing.
Yeah.
What about the editing? Are you doing the editing?
Yeah, I edit on Adobe Premiere. I taught myself that. Honestly, I think if you are a creator...
You could create.
You can create. Like, you shouldn't put yourself in a box or in a certain parameter. Like, I feel like the fact that I'm a writer and I can make songs, I see these videos when I create the record. So it's not about me being a quote-unquote director and having the skill. It's about, do I have the concept? Everything starts with the concept. So having that concept, I just had to teach myself the technical side.
Very true.
But I feel like, once you put your mind to something, you can do it. It sounds cliche, but
Nah.
I have to be self-sufficient because a lot of times people don't baby your vision the way that you do. So you got to do it on your own if you want to get it done.
And then, not only that, I feel like you boss up and you give other people opportunity.
I have to.
You give your cousins opportunity.
Yeah, I have to.
You give people, like, everyone around you. And I was having a conversation, too, that it's hard to jump on someone else's wave, but to create your own is like a superstar in the making. So when I see you and I see the work that you're putting in, I'm like, yo, she's a star.
Yeah.
This girl is putting in work.
Thank
you putting in work. So tell me about your Monday morning exercises, because I feel like you need to put all those songs on an album. I'm going to tell you what's my favorite one. Renegade. Oh, my God. You hit my heart with that one. I was like...
Oh, you about to cry? You crying?
Almost. No, but for real, like, I think I listened to this song probably 100 times on YouTube because it is amazing. So tell me about your morning Monday exercises.
That's another thing that I had to create out of a necessity. I felt like, okay, they're not posting me on the blogs. They're not, like, I don't have this lane of distribution.
Right.
And what I recognize and what I know, and that's from anything that you do, once you create a consistency, and I did
somebody got to pick it up.
Hell yeah. So the reason why I did that was, number one, to create traffic, to keep people coming back, to see what I'm doing, and just to, like, sharpen my skills, right? So every Monday I wake up, I go directly, I go in the booth and I rap over whatever somebody suggests in the comments. So it gives like a way for me to connect with my fans, see what they think is hot, what kind of tracks. So this is sort of like a case study to me too, because when I'm working on my album, now I know they like to hear me rap on these type of tempo tracks, or they like this subject matter or whatever. So as much as people think they're getting from me for free, like they're getting these freestyles, they really
they building you up.
Yeah, it's benefiting me because they're sharing it, and this is all shareable content.
Wow.
Too, so,
yes. So can you tell me what fathers mean to little girls? Because in Renegade, like I said, this is my song, and you touched a lot about your relationship with your father. What do you think fathers mean to little girls these days?
A lot, like so much. Like I am I'm still affected by my father's suicide,
Yeah.
So I feel like as having a male figure in a woman's life, in a young woman's life or whatever, is so important, because that's the first person he sets the bar. He sets the bar to how you're supposed to be treated, how you are, you might, all these little love things that,
all the confusion you go through on a daily basis with these men. Yes.
Absolutely. So me not having a father, and I can only speak from my perspective, so me not having a father, I know that it made me tougher.
Yeah.
And some people look at that like that's a good thing, but sometimes I don't want to be as tough as I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be as as strong, and I don't want to look at men like y'all niggas ain't shit.
Right.
You're gonna desert me too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
no, yeah.
So you as a man, as a father, I think it's so important that you be in your children's life, period. But especially with a woman, let her know her value.
Have to.
Yeah,
you have to.
Because we as women, we kind of navigate this world on our own.
We're not a man. We don't think like men.
Yeah,
even though Steve Harvey book said, act like a lady, think like a man. But it's just not that easy. It's really not that easy. So I have a good friend named B-Dot, and he's on Rap Radar. And recently, yes, I know you guys follow each other. We talk about you. He's like, yo.
Yeah.
She's a superstar.
Yeah, B-Dot the realest.
Yes, he is. So recently they did an interview with Steve Stout, and he was speaking on the fact that artists, it's only 10 artists that he thinks in the game that really know the business side of the music industry. Mm-hmm. And the hard part about that is, for me, it's like, do people really just jump into record deals, signing things away?
They do.
And,
hell yeah.
And they do. But what do you think as far as your career going? Why have you been so smart about how you are moving with your career? Because I feel like you know the business. I feel like you know the industry. Is it something that happened in the industry that made you kind of...
Well, I know at any point I can go back to having nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be careful about every single thing that I do. Mm-hmm. To a point where I want to make sure that I'm making the right moves. Mm-hmm. Because if I don't, then this could affect everything that I'm working hard for. At this point, coming from zero, starting from zero, so I don't want somebody to send me back to zero. If it's a decision that has something to do with me, I want to make sure that I can live with the decisions that I make. Yeah, so I had to learn a business. I feel like anything you do, you have to learn it. Like, it's not just the passion. I think that's where a lot of artists get it fucked up too. They get so engulfed in, the creative side.
I just want to put music. I want to put music out, right?
Yeah, this is not, how they say, this is not music business.
Right.
Like, this is music and business.
A business, right.
This is music and business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to make sure you know both sides.
And that's why I respect the Swiss Beats, because he just graduated from Harvard.
Yeah, that's incredible.
To get his business degree.
Yeah.
Even though he's already in the game, very deep in it, he needed to know the business side of it. And I thought that was amazing. It's like, not everybody really know the game, and I think that's why a lot of artists get messed over. Is that a reason why you really haven't signed, or what? Or you just not really? Cause you're amazing. I don't. You're supposed to be Madonna level for me. Like, what?
Honestly, if the right deal came along, but I think at this point, and this is some real shit. At this point, I don't think that me being on a label, if the label does not understand what I'm doing, it's going to be beneficial to either party.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because yes, they can give me more exposure. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. But if I'm smart enough to know, hey, I think that this should go like this, or this should go like this. I don't know it all.
Right.
But I feel like I wanted to build my brand up to a point, which I'm currently doing, mm-hmm. building my brand up to a point where I can partner with people. So what's most important with me right now is I'm licensing my music. I'm writing for other artists. Wow. Like, there's a documentary that's about to come out that
the guy that you did in LA with, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, I was watching it.
So that's actually about to air on the 29th. So
wow.
in a few days.
I'm excited.
And the company, Steve Rifkin, is the guy who put that together. I co-produced it, and they paid me to do it, and they paid me to license my music for it and stuff like that. So, and then writing for other artists and stuff. So that's where I get the money to fund what I want to do, and I'm happy.
Because Steve Stout, again in the interview, he's opening a company that gives artists their entire masters. If someone gave you your entire masters until you had full creative control, mm-hmm. you probably would sign, right?
Yeah, it's a little deeper than that.
Right, I guess so. Yeah, right. Of course. Yeah. So I saw you on Instagram. You posted Sci-Hi the Prince.
Yeah.
He is dope.
I love Sci-Hi.
I listened to his album, and like, again, I don't want to compare you to anyone, but the subjects that he hits and the way that he flows in his lyrics, and I just think he's amazing. Can you tell me, like, do you Have you
He's
met
one of
him?
my favorites.
He's one of your favorites. You
One of
listen
my
to him?
favorites. I haven't met him. We talk on Instagram and
Okay.
stuff like that, but I don't know him personally like that. But I mean, like I said, he on that post, he actually gives me hope that you can have a message in your music. You can still be lyrical. You can still say nobody fucking with me, and you know people could still adapt to it. You bring your own unique perspective, and what I like about him as well is he's a writer also.
Right.
You know, so I can kind of identify with that because a lot of people don't know who he is. But if you're a writer and you know behind the scenes,
right.
you know he getting money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can identify with him because of that.
Do you think the music industry is a little diluted with like the type of music that's out right now, like the way that they're labeling certain hip hop? Because I don't want to knock anybody, but you got people like XXXion and Lil Pump, and they have no meaning, for me at least, and I'm just speaking on me, they have no meaning behind their music. So when I see someone like him come out, like you said, it gives real hip hop hope. Like, how do you feel about that music?
You need that in order to appreciate everything else.
That's true.
You know, you need that. Like, how could we look at, how would we know what quote unquote substance is, or what quote unquote this is or that is, if we didn't have something to compare it to?
That's true.
So, absolutely, fucking right.
So you make me smile when it comes to like seeing you as a female, because again, females, I feel like they always take us 3, 4, 5 steps behind a male.
Yeah.
Being next to people like Kendrick Lamar, being next to people that, I mean, are respected, male and in the rap game, how do you feel as a female rapper? Like, I know you don't want to put yourself in a female rapping category, but like, how do you feel as far as being a female and being a rapper? Like, is it hard for you? Like, do you feel like you're not even fazed by it? Or?
I used to get caught up into that. Even when you listen to my music earlier on, you can hear like some of the frustration in my voice about the way that people treated me, like the men automatically. If I go into the studio or something like that and I'm coming to work on somebody's record or whatever, it's like,
because you're beautiful,
they're
and they're like
underestimating me. Or like, even if I have a guy with me, they automatically assume, oh, are they fucking?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Always.
that whole stereotype, that was hard to deal with. But I mean, I embrace everything now. Like, some of the things I can use to my advantage. And when you hear women saying, yeah, I use this being a female to my advantage, not talking about sexually, I mean, they are going to underestimate you. They are going to pigeonhole you and put you in a box. So that's why you got to go 10 times harder. And I like being the slept on one, because now you don't even expect it. So whatever I do out the gate, I know I'm going to deliver.
Right.
So now I'm going to wow you. So you're not going to stop singing my praises.
Right.
Because, you know, you didn't expect it in the first place. You know?
Right. So you started off battle rapping. Do you think your music has a, like, the way you rap now, the punchlines that you put into your music is because you missed the battle rapping a little bit, or like?
Not because I missed it, because I only used the battle rap for money.
Right.
So
that
it's
was in you. It's like
it's just like a thread. I'm not gonna see. I just know this stuff. So if like I can look at you, and if you wanted to rap, then let's go.
Let's go.
You know, 'cause I'm not. I haven't left that part of me.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say I miss battle rapping, because I still do it. But I'm battling myself.
So the first,
I'm battling every project.
And you know what? That's dope. That's dope that you even said it like that, because you have to level yourself up every time. And so, can you think back about your first battle rap? Did you win? Did you lose? Do you remember?
I never lost a battle.
You know, the first one is the hard one. You get knocked off, you're like, no, I'm never losing again. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I can't remember like my first one.
Okay.
But one of the most notable, and one of the battles that made people know who I am in New Orleans was it was this girl. She was on 106 in Park for a long time from New Orleans. This was like right after Katrina. And she won a couple times, like several times. And then they used to have this event called, what was it? I think like Industry Night or something at the hangar. So I'm watching it now. I'm always paying attention to shit. And I'm just thinking. So I'm like, okay, she's from New Orleans. I know she know these people. They gonna hype her up. I gotta battle this bitch. So I gotta battle her.
I love it.
So that's what happened. We set it up. She kept like not showing up. We ended up battling for $500.
She was scared
that day. Yeah, I got the footage and everything. But
no.
So,
I love it.
So we battled. She lost. She didn't have the money. She cried in the car.
You are lying to me.
But that's how. And I think at the time, I don't know if you probably know this guy named Bo Nose. He passed. He was he used to film everything out here, and he filmed it and started putting it out, or whatever. So that's how people started to know me. Then I did like the Kush DVD and things like that. So it kind of started from that battle because she was the person to beat.
Right.
And there weren't really
anybody. And you killed them.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. So what's your vision for 3DNatee as an empire?
As an empire.
Yes.
I don't say this often, but I'm loving film so much right now. Like I love creating from not just a song, but getting a vision out, and then what happens from that point on, and even the way that I have to find new ways to market my stuff.
Right.
So the way that I'm even looking at my music right now, I'm using my music as the soundtrack to these pieces that I'm creating. So whereas people would compare me to like Nicki Minaj or Remy or Cardi,
you're killing all of them, by the way. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
But because I am a female, I'm a rapper, I have a vagina.
Right.
So y'all just put us in the category, But I would rather be compared to Issa Rae or Childish Gambino or Ice Cube, or they are content creators. They shoot, so
they act.
They starting, yeah.
Cause you a damn good actor.
I want.
Girl, you did that one scene when you was getting them back shots, and I was looking. I was like, oh my God, is this real? But I'm seeing you the whole time creating it. Like, look, get this angle, make sure you get my hand. I'm like, this girl is fantastic. It's ridiculous to me.
And
that's why I wanted to interview you, because I'm like, yo, it's a difference for me, because I'm around artists all the time. But like I said, it's just like they just want to do their music.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you love to do. But you take it to a whole new level. Like, you create your content. Like you said, you partner with an alcohol brand. It's like, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I guess to go on a broader scale, how you mentioned giving my cousins opportunities and stuff, like, I really want to be the person that cheerleads the people around me. Like, if we can all build some shit to where, like my cousin, he had never had a camera before.
His name Mookie or Moo?
Mani,
yes. Sorry. Mani.
Mookie.
Sorry. I knew it was with an M and the two O's. You're right, Mani can't go.
But he, OG Films.
Yes,
so
OG Films.
He, now he's shooting videos, and I'm like so behind it. And if I can be the person, like, through living my dream,
to encourage others.
If I can be the person that help you find your purpose and you start making money from that, then that's what I want for myself.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Well, you're giving me that chance right now, interviewing you, and I love it.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you, if you could tell your 13-year-old self something that you, of course you're an adult now, but if you could go back and tell your 13-year-old self something, what would you tell yourself? Because wasn't that like a really crucial time in your life? I think you lost your father, but you kind of found music.
I would probably say a lot of shit actually, but the most important the most important thing I would say is that what you're going through right now is not gonna last. Do not make decisions out of desperation. Because I was, getting in trouble and stuff like that. Don't make decisions over something that is temporary, because I felt like at that age life was closing in on me. My mama had like relapsed, got back on drugs. My daddy was dead, and I started to do things that weren't necessarily it didn't necessarily display who I really was, So I would say that what you're going through is not gonna last. So try to think of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't learn that until maybe like last year.
Right. No, listen, and that's the truth, because my back end of my story is being in New Orleans too. My father died, got killed out here. Katrina, my boyfriend, got killed in front of me. So New Orleans for me, I have so many bad memories, you know what I
Right.
mean? But then at the same time, I look at myself, I'm like, yo, like, here I am 8 years later from from my lowest point to now, and I'm like, I really don't regret anything.
Right.
Because
Yep.
it really, put me into this space where I can have my story, talk to somebody else about their story, and maybe impact someone. You know what I mean?
Your
Because if I didn't have
testimony.
my story, we wouldn't even be here.
Testimony
You wouldn't be
is
here.
a motherfucker.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a motherfucker. So what makes you happy? I want to know that.
What makes me happy now is just creating. I feel like I say that a lot, but it's really true. Like, I'm able to, you know what? I realize that the things that I'm doing now, the things that I have now, I used to pray for this shit, and I didn't really think about that until recently. Like, I can go and buy whatever equipment I want. I can go and do whatever I want. Like, I can wake up in the morning and record. I haven't had a job in 9 years. Well, I haven't worked for somebody in 9 years.
You did that.
Yeah, so knowing that it makes me happy. But I mean, other than that, just seeing the people around me happy.
Yeah.
That energy, I'm big on that shit.
Energy
I'm big
is.
on energy, yeah.
Energy is huge. What's your favorite place to visit thus far, like as far as your fan base go? Like when you go do,
Germany.
What?
Germany.
Tell me why.
I did a show in Germany, and it was just wild because I couldn't understand anything that they were saying besides my music.
Right.
And that was a humbling experience because even when I went there, the promoters that brought me out there, I was winging it.
Right.
On a wing and a prayer. I'm like,
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and make this money. I don't know. Like, these people going to boo me off the stage. I don't even know if they listen to my shit. And when I got
It's
there,
so crazy.
it was on it.
Across seas, because I have my boy Joey Badass. They love him across seas, and I hate to say it because we just was speaking about this at the beginning of the interview. Like, where you from? They don't really.
Yeah.
They support you, but baby, when you go somewhere else, it's just
they wait. They kind of wait till everybody else is on it, and it's sort of like in New Orleans. There's those little degrees of separation. So when I meet, like, I just went out to Atlanta and I was pulling up at fans' houses and stuff. I love doing that type of shit.
I love that you do
And
that.
in New Orleans, when you see somebody, it's like, oh yeah, your girl cold, but yeah, my people went to school with her. Oh yeah, I know her. She did this or whatever.
Yeah.
So they feel like they have this connection, which is good. But a lot of times people don't support you when they feel like they know you.
Right.
Like that. You know what I'm
They
saying?
robbing you from your creative, your creative input, what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I just wanted to wrap this interview up. Is there anything you wanted to add to it?
I'm just happy that you had me. It's a little beautiful spot. You showed me a nice spot. I might want to come fly my drone
Yes.
up there, get some shots. But I'm just happy that you had me.
And before I do
thought
end
was
this,
important enough.
yes. Oh, you important to me. I do want to tell you. Before I end this interview, you have Regime. How's it doing?
Oh, it's doing so well. The regime is doing so well. I put out the regime over a year ago.
Yes,
And it's doing so well. How can I put this? I remember, and I would keep it short, but I remember speaking on a panel.
Talk as
last
long as you
year.
want.
I remember speaking on a panel. Well, I went and they had a panel and I performed, but the DJs it was like a DJ thing somewhere in Ohio, and the DJ sat there. They feel important when they talking and shit, so they on the panel, and he said, and all you artists out there in the audience, don't come up giving me no CDs. CDs are dead. Don't give a CD. And though I do feel like that, because now you can download and stream
the
and stuff like
USB,
that.
Bluetooth.
I was sitting there with a bag full of CDs, right? So I got on stage and I performed, killed it, and I said, and I heard what the DJ said, but I got some CDs if y'all want to buy it.
Yes.
Right? So I'm still selling my CDs, and I'm selling CDs for $15 a piece. Now think about this: the people that are purchasing my album, they're not buying it because they want to pop this in. They're buying it because they believe me,
Right.
and they believe in me.
Yes.
And these CDs are something tangible, like a souvenir.
To keep it forever.
Yeah. So they know that this is something like, I remember when she had this and sent it to me herself. So I feel like when it comes to, go with your fucking moves.
Right.
That's how we can end it. Go with your fucking move. Like, my CDs are doing so well, and I'm selling something that people, quote unquote, like, they're not going to Best Buy. There's no, you know what I'm saying? So
how's
I'm
that
going with
experience
my
walking
moves.
up to your fans and giving it to them? I seen people crying and it was excited.
To be honest, I suffer from anxiety. Like, I'm always like anxious. But they give that back to me.
Yeah.
They give that energy back to me. I feel they give me confidence. So I love doing that. I think it's more beneficial to me
Right.
than it is to them, because it makes me feel like I'm not doing this shit in vain.
Yes, yes. And so this is gonna be my last question. What is your new work? What is your new projects? Anything you about to drop? Any albums coming out? Any mixtapes coming out?
I'm working on a visual project right now, so I'm going to
Ooh.
do a bunch of videos and kind of thread these things together. But of course, right now, the regime, the songs that didn't make the tape, I'm still promoting those projects and releasing videos from them.
That's dope.
So I'm just putting out music. Of course, the Monday morning exercises. All of that. Yeah.
I love it. Well, that was 3DNatee. I am so honored that you gave me the chance to interview you.
I'm so happy.
And I think this is going to be dope.
Queen of Dundee.
Baby, I know what you're missing. Someone nasty or fishing. She's good in the kitchen. She heard and she listen. It's more with ambition. I get it, I know you deserve it.
3DNatee. I want everyone to go cop her stuff. She has Philosophy. Her album she dropped last year, The Regime. And we can't forget this one, her signature one. Songs that didn't make the album. Go cop it. 3DNatee, she is it, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a superstar in the making.